Steamlord, written by The Psychopath. Chapter 12, 9.0. Although Sunrise still wanted to return back home after it turned dark, Twilight refused to let her go into the forest alone and asked the little dragon if she knew the way, to which said dragon responded,
"Yes."
Although the Lavender Unicorn hesitated, she followed the little dragon, hoping that her powers would be enough to sway away any dangers. She looked around at every corner and creek within the woods, determined to not be turned into stone again. However, as Twilight remained paranoid about the environmental dangers, Sunrise walked forward with a smile and holding 3 balloons made by Pinkie Pie. The further the two went through the forest, the more Twilight could start to see the dangers caused by the monstrosity that crashed through Cloudsdale and slammed into the forest. The ground started to sway and move around wildly as several trees had been pushed away and collided with each other. The grass had just barely started growing back, showing little green stubs all over the funneled ground. Not liking the fact that the visible damages seemed to be increasing and that there were no living creatures in the area, Twilight tried to tug on the little dragon to get her out of the area. The little dragon refused and tried to run back to where she knew her house was. However, despite Sunrise's knowing of the house being a few feet up front, Twilight's fear got the best of her, and with a grab she teleported herself and Sunrise away back into the pony's library. Meanwhile, at the experimentation room, the robots were getting their hardware upgraded by Steamlord while SS operated the mechanical arms and the nanobots to rebuild these bodyguards. They were currently sleeping as these processes continued throughout the night. The loud noise of mechanical tinkering, the buzzing of the mechanical arms, the sounds of steam being expelled, and the tinkering of cogs and gears filling up the empty ship. The creator hadn't stopped for the entirety of the night, and he was tuckered out. The first thing coming to mind as he slouched on the chair near the terminal connected to Templar's capsule was how he was going to bring back Sunrise. He didn't think that rebuilding would take so long. It never took this long before, or perhaps that was because he never noticed time flying in a world that none passes. Either way, as he left the robots to get their new joints, swords, batteries, and a whole lot of things requiring complicated terms to describe, the man looked outside the windows, thinking and hoping it was still somewhat bright outside. He was wrong. Checking his fabled pocket watch, he saw that it was indeed late. It was 11 in the evening, and even if he used his cloak, many of the creatures in the forest could detect heat in many ways, meaning that they would easily find him, and just using his other means of transportation wouldn't exactly be discreet. With a sigh of regret, the man went to the bathroom for his shower and change of clothes. It was going to be a long and stressful night for him. What was Sunrise going to say at him abandoning her with Twilight? Moaning and sliding his hand over his face, Steamlord fell asleep. Sunrise woke up as Twilight shook her on her makeshift bed. The dragon yawned and rubbed her eyes, thinking that the sleepover that Twilight managed to hash together last night went really well. Spike had prepared a small breakfast for everyone. Naturally, jams for the dragons, but an oatmeal cereal for the pony. However, as time went by, Steamlord didn't arrive and Sunrise was growing impatient.
"Well, perhaps he's waiting for you at the school,"
said Twilight, who looked at the little dragon leaning against the window.
"Why didn't he pick me up yesterday? I thought he liked me."
"Of course he does. I'm just guessing that without his bodyguards he can't leave your home."
"Well, it's true that I've never seen him leave our home without the Crusader Knights. I guess you're right."
"Don't worry, Sunrise. I'm sure he'll appear dramatically and try and look all cool and stuff," Spike said while folding the top of a paper bag. He handed it to Sunrise.
"What's this?"
"It's your lunch bag. I had to make them for Twilight when she was still studying at Canterlot."
"What's Canterlot?"
Twilight looked surprised, although it would be a bit normal for her to not know. Steamlord also seemed majorly ignorant of where he was. Where did he come from exactly? Twilight just assumed that he came out of the forest in fear when the metal monstrosity fell, but there were too many things connecting him to it. It was painfully obvious now about where he came from, but where did he come from? She would have to corner him and ask these questions, but for now, Sunrise had to go to her first day of school.
"I'll tell you along the way to the school,"
said Twilight.
"Fine. What about Spike?"
"I don't need to go to school. I've got Twilight."
Oh, but I won't know anyone there. Apple Bloom is at the school, so I'm sure you'll get along great with her and her friends. I guess that's good. So what's Canterlot like?
With a smile and a wave to Spike, Twilight was off with the yellow dragon to reach the school. Every pony around were pretty much oblivious to that yellow dragon, although Pinkie Pie still popped up from nowhere and gave Sunrise a cupcake before disappearing into her bush again. The Lavender Unicorn was relieved when she saw both Applejack and Rarity talking to each other as they walked forward. They had just dropped off their little sisters at the school when they caught a glimpse of their friend and the little yellow dragon. Rarity was the most impressed with the appearance of Sunrise. "Hey there, Twi! How are you doing?"
Fine. I'm just going to put Sunrise here in the school that Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle go to.
"What for? Ain't that Steam guy looking after her?"
He's become her adoptive father."
"Say what now?"
"You heard me."
"Then how come he ain't the one taking her to school? That's pretty bad parenting if I ever seen it."
"There was an issue yesterday, and he needed her to stay with me."
"It seems to me that he trusts you a whole lot. Wonder why?" Applejack squinted at Twilight, who blushed slightly. Rarity, on the other hand, was completely astounded by the bright yellow of the little dragon as well as her green tag. What attracted her eyes mostly was the carved jewel around Sunrise's neck. How was such a thing made?
"Tell me, dearie, who made that for you?" "It was Hospitaller."
Rarity threw her head back in confusion.
"Who is Hospitaller?"
"You remember those things that entered the library a while ago?" Twilight said as she tried to avoid further conversation with AJ.
"Yeah? You mean that beast with bad taste in fashion is?"
"No, it was one of the things following him."
"What? I thought those were mindless beasts." "Hey, don't insult my dad or my uncles. They're very nice to me. They even helped me and my real dad." Rarity realized that she said something very wrong and tried to apologize. "Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I didn't mean to hurt you in any way." "It's okay. Just don't make fun of them. I don't like that." "I understand. Well, I guess we should be off, Applejack."
"Yeah, I gotta go check on the apple orchard. The apples are starting to come. See you later. Have fun at your school, Sunrise."
"Thanks, Applejack,"
yelled the little dragon. The two mares looked back at Twilight with a concerned glare. The Lavender Unicorn was certainly going to have much to explain. However, the school was more important now. It came strange to her that Rarity didn't say that Steamlord and his bodyguards were waiting at the school. Her assumptions came true, as it seemed that there was nothing out of the ordinary at the school. Ponies were coming and going until every colt and filly were finally seated. Sunrise was saddened at the lack of her father.
"It's okay, Sunrise. I'm sure Spike is right. He must certainly be waiting for you somewhere and will pop out of nowhere. Maybe he's using that invisibility spell from before." I guess you're right."
With a disheartened look and motivation, the little dragon and the pony went inside the school. Cheer Lee was about to write something on the board when the two interrupted her.
"Calm down now, calm down,"
she said to the mumbling little ponies.
"Hello, Miss Sparkle. Who is this?"
"It's Sunrise. Her father wanted to put her in school here."
Her father? But I thought dragons didn't care about these things." "Well..."
Twilight gave off a nervous laugh.
"Her father isn't exactly her father. He adopted her." "Oh, I see. Well, welcome to our school, Sunrise. I hope you learn as well as the others here and that you make many friends."
The little yellow dragon said nothing.
Where can you sit?" "Over here!"
yelled a recognizable country pony.
"Ah, yes, there seems to be a spot near Apple Bloom. Go ahead."
As Sunrise moved forward, the sound of crackling resonated throughout the classroom, bringing about the gasping of the little ponies and causing Silver Spoon and Diamond Tiara to squeal in fright. Even Cheer Lee was frightened. "Twilight, look out!" What? Oh, it's you again, Twilight said angrily as she turned around. Your bodyguards look different. Yes, they do. I literally skipped 14 generations of upgrades thanks to security system. The robots were spectacularly different. The main thing about their new appearance was that each portion looked more segmented, and these segments in their armor were colored in a particular way, mostly resembling the less dominant color. The lines formed by these sections created a variety of cross shapes along their bodies. They looked much more sleeker, and the helmets looked more pointed. The nose from before was much more present, but it gave more of a mysterious and scary look than anything else. The base color concepts were still there, and even the eyes were still present or absent for Teutonic. However, besides their enhanced segmented appearance, the claymores on their backs were strange. The hilts were still the same golden handle with 2 extra handlebars on the sides, but a portion of the blade near the handle was much smaller than the rest of the blade, which widened into the proper size of a claymore. Sunrise ran and grabbed Steamlord by the leg in joy. I'm sorry I wasn't there this morning. It took much longer to upgrade these 3 than I expected. I thought it would take a few hours, so that's why I asked you to stay with Twilight. I hope everything went well.
Oh yeah, I had a great time with Pinkie Pie. Twilight even showed me what a slumber party was like.
A slumber party? The man said unenthusiastically. He stared at Twilight in a "are you kidding me" manner.
So, you are her father?
Her adoptive father, Miss...
Cheerily?
Glad to meet you. I hope Sunrise behaves like she must. I want her to learn all the necessary basics, and when she's done, which should be in a few years, then I'll take the lead.
I see. Well, it's good to know you take good care of your daughter.
Yup. Now where did I...
What is it?
asked Twilight. I made her lunch, but I see you took care of that. Well, at least I brought her a backpack with pencils and paper. Hospitaller, could you pass them to me, please? The robot still expelled steam, but this exhaust seemed more intensified and loud. Hospitaller passed them over directly to the little dragon, who thanked both the robot and her dad. Have a fun time, then.
I'll try.
Hey, no pessimism around me. You will have fun. Say it.
I will have fun.
Louder!
I will have fun.
That's the spirit. The surprising resonance of Steamlord's voice literally deafened every pony in the classroom. Well, Miss Shirley, have a nice day. As Steamlord waited for his robots to leave first, he heard a Colt say out loud.
So, if that guy's your dad, is Twilight your mom?
Twilight turned into a new shade of red unknown on the color variant scales, while Steamlord had a rather different reaction. Oh shit! The man had literally tripped and fell through the door, tearing it off its hinges.
Prune, don't say things like that,
snapped Cheerily. It was a little, entirely purple colt whose face looked puckered up. This was certainly a reason why he was related to plums in some manner or form. Twilight simply jogged out of the school as fast as possible as Steamlord was dragged on the floor with his mouth wide open by Teutonic and Templar. Templar waved bye to the Crusaders, while Applebloom was the only one who waved goodbye in return. Many things were going to happen today, mainly at the school, but also in the small town. Damn you, Prune! Why do you embarrass our main character? Well, I will not start a rant on him, but I hope you enjoyed this next chapter of Steamlord, and if you did, hit that like button and subscribe. And in other news, here is your daily dose of brainwashing. Bye!